The leap to catch it, gives it to Wheeler. Wheeler down the lane, hooks it to Grady, right wing, 3-ball, got it. Boyd comes through the lane, going to his right. Ball stripped out of his hands by Grady, saves it into Wheeler, throws it up to Washington. Kentucky running. Washington to the rim, lays it in. Kentucky has retaken the lead. Good. Sheboy posting, they feed it to him, turnaround jump hook, good with the right hand for Oscar Sheboy. Capped up, no good, and Brooks clears the rebound for Kentucky. Outlet to Wheeler, fires it up to Sheboy behind the defense, lays it in. Open free throw line jumper, turned it down.
Questions for Keon, go ahead and raise your hand. Don Hale, go ahead.
And we talk a lot about your all's varying scoring opportunities, different guys stepping up each night. What does it do on a night where I think 6 of you had between like 10 and 14 points?
That just shows how good we are as a team, man. Individually, players can really get to different spots. I think that's what makes it so hard to guard. We got guys who are real threats from deep, guys who are threats around the rim for lobs and dunks, and then guys who can, get into the mid-range. So if you got players who can score at all 3 levels, it's really hard to, lock in and take one thing away.
Jerry?
Yeah, Keon, I wondered when Jacob went down, was there any sort of like, is this going to happen again where, an injury and it leads to a loss?
No. I wouldn't worry about winning or losing the game. At that point, I was just concerned if Jacob was okay or not. I got back to the locker room after the game. It seemed like he's good. He's in good spirits. He's going to be fine. Just need to take some time to get well because we really need him. So all I really worried about in that moment was Jacob's well-being.
And what was it like? You kind of played the opposite. You set the blind screen and kind of, shook up the other team's point guard. You kind of smiled there. What was that like?
I mean, y'all see I'm not the biggest, but that's just to show, like, if somebody doesn't call out a screen, it don't matter, like, really who it is. You get hit, it hurts. And that wasn't my intention to hurt him or put him to the ground, but, they didn't call out the screen, and I just sat there and I said affirm them.
Thanks.
Kyle Tucker.
Yeah, Keon, you're on a pretty good run here of playing pretty well to very well pretty much every night since that big breakout against Kansas. What for you, consistency obviously was a big thing. How have you been able to find that to push that button every night?
It's just, first of all, I gotta thank God that I'm still believing in him and the plan that he had for me. And then just, my inner circle with my family, the guys I got around me, my teammates, and just going out and finding a way to be free every night. Try to take all your troubles and your worries away, set them aside for a little bit, and get lost in the game. I feel like I've been doing a good job of that, just going out and losing myself in the game and taking pride in being relied on, being a veteran on this team. I know some of the younger guys and guys that have been here probably look to me for some guidance at times. I don't take that lightly. So I've just been trying to, stay steady and just be free. And that helps lead to my consistency.
Larry Vaught.
Ken, would you have ever thought there'd be a game this year where you guys would give up 22 offensive rebounds and then still be able to win?
I mean, no, you don't really think of stuff like that, but it just shows that we've proven that we can win in multiple ways, even when we've given up 22 rebounds. Give it credit to them. They play hard. They crash the glass. They have some really, really active, athletic guys that, if you fall asleep on, they were going to run up your back and get boards. But we pulled that one out, even with all that going on. It just shows that we can win many different styles of games.
Kent Spencer.
Keon, what do you think changed when they tied up the game in the second half? It seemed like you guys just kind of got a little bit more aggressive on the glass, and that gave you guys some opportunities.
And basketball, the game of runs. You just got to keep playing. They tied the game up. They went on a run. That was our time. Our time to go on a run. And nothing. We didn't do anything really too differently. We just kept playing. Coach preaches that all the time. Try to be a machine for 40 minutes, and we did that. Just kept playing through calls, playing through bumps, and just weathered the storm.
Jerry? You're on mute, Jerry.
Okay, I'm now. Keon, I just wanted to ask you about Xavier. He didn't score much, didn't make a shot, I don't believe. Yet he had 11 assists. He contributed, a real good floor game, it seemed like. What does that say to you?
I mean, Xavier, he's proven that he can really affect the game without him scoring. His scoring is a plus. We all know he can make shots and score the ball, but even though the nights where he's not making shots, he does a great job of getting us in our sets, creating open shots for other people. And what doesn't get talked about enough that I keep trying to bring light to is the way he harasses the other team's point guard and ball handlers. He gives them nightmares the way he pressures the ball. So all those things I just named, like you doing all that, you're playing a really good game without you even scoring a lot. So his value is beyond him scoring baskets.
Thanks.
All right, 2 more. Kyle Tucker.
Yeah, I wonder with Oscar obviously started really slow, very slow, and then all of a sudden he was National Player of the Year Oscar down the stretch for you guys. I haven't seen too many players who struggle that bad to start a game be able to flip a switch, no matter how poorly they play for 20 minutes. How does Oscar do that?
You had to give him some leeway, the benefit of the doubt. He's coming to a place where just the style of play was completely different from where he came from, and it's going to take anybody time to get acclimated and find your rhythm in somewhere where you never played this way before. We realized that Oscar is really good at shooting jump shots, something that he wasn't used to doing. We didn't have the freedom to do. We knew he's going to be a great rebounder. But then, as he found his rhythm, we started throwing the ball down low and he started really making baskets. And then, he got a swagger and a confidence about himself, and he just kept that going all year long. And now he's a National Player of the Year. And, I mean, I'm so happy and proud of him just to see where he came from to where he is now.
Okay, last question, Kent Spencer.
Keon, late in the second half, I think you were getting ready to go to the foul line for the bonus, and you and Cal kind of had a moment, and you hugged right there, and you kind of shared a laugh. What was that all about?
He was happy that I went and snatched the rebound with 2 hands. Something that he preaches a lot, not just to me but the whole team. I mean, I've been with the man for 3 years, and sometimes we don't even have to say anything to each other. We can just look at each other like, all right, got it. We know what's going on. So I think that was just, a culmination of what he preaches every day and, me going through and doing it.
Okay, Keon, thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
Hey man, what's Oscar doing?
He's cleaning the glass, bro. What are you talking about?
How often does he do that?
Like 15, 20 times a day.
Hmm.
I'm finishing up.
We'll get it done. Looking forward to meeting, and I'm on my way. We'll try and get there as quick as we can. Thanks so much. All the best. Go Cats.
Don't forget your coat. You want to catch a cold.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hold on, Mr. Barnhart. Grab the banana. Don't go back on your New Year's resolution quite yet.
All right. Thank you. Hey, are you going to take care of those 3 things for me?
Absolutely. 3's are kind of my thing.
Hey, does anyone in here have change for the vending machine?
Yo, Ava, I got you. $70, $80, $90, and $1.
Awesome, thank you.
You're welcome.
Wheeler down the lane, hooks it to Grady, right wing, 3-ball, got it. Boyd comes through the lane, going to his right, ball stripped out of his hands by Grady, saves it into Wheeler, throws it up to Washington, Kentucky running, Washington to the rim, lays it in, Kentucky has retaken the lead. Good. Sheboy posting, they feed it to him, turnaround jump hook, good with the right hand for Oscar Sheboy. Capped up, no good, and Brooks clears the rebound for Kentucky. Outlet to Wheeler, fires it up to Sheboy behind the defense, lays it in. Open free throw line jumper, turned it down, bounce feed down to Brooks, who turns and scores it off the glass with the left hand. Blows by Bryant, gets into the lane, over to Grady, left corner, 3-ball, rack it up for Kellen Grady from deep in the corner.
And used the glass, he probably made the hoop.
Washington into the lane, lob, dunk, off the pick and roll to Sheboy. Rebound tapped out. Wheeler's got it. Up to Grady behind the defense for dunk. 8 for Kellen Grady. And Kentucky leads by 10, 18-8.
Boy, South Carolina, good offensive
It's
rebounding
open, right
team.
corner. Hits a three. He made 6 of them against the Gamecocks last season. Wheeler starts down the right sideline, changes direction, comes into the middle, hooks it.
If you have questions for Coach Cal, raise your hand. Kent Spencer.
John, what did you see from your team after they came back and tied it up at, I think, 43 in the second half? It seemed like you guys got a lot more aggressive on the glass from that point, which gave you some opportunities.
Well, we had talked pregame about there are 2 things. You can't give them live ball turnovers, and they are going to get up in you, and they're not afraid to go body to body, and you got to be able to withstand and play through bumps. And the second thing was you got to keep them off the offensive glass. So at halftime, we walk in, we have 11 offensive rebounds we gave up, and we have 10 turnovers, 5 from Ty and Severe. That's 23 points. Well, you can't win games doing that. In the second half, I thought we got better. And it was our guards gave up of the 11 offensive rebounds, 5 of them, maybe 6. So, at the end, I went in huddles. I said, we could talk all we want here, guys. If you're not going to rebound, if you're not going to keep guys off the glass, we can't win this game. And it's a great game for us. We need to be in games like this. There was a stretch Severe did not play well. Put him back in. Guess what? He goes assist, free throws. All of a sudden, it changes the game. Ty struggled some. I was going to take him out. He said, leave me in. So I left him in and let him play through it. I thought Davion did great. Kellen, I'm calling him Steady Eddie. He comes every game and, does his thing. I thought Lance Ware is giving us so much good stuff when we sub him. And Oscar passed up 3 or 4 jump shots because he missed one. You can't play that way. Damian passed up a jump shot and drove in and got banged, but they're not calling those for us. That's not getting called. So if you go in expecting to get a foul call, it ain't happening. So either you can make it or take a floater, take a jumper, take a shot you can make.
Larry Vaught.
By the way, Jacob played really well. 6 straight points when we needed it, gave us separation.
John, overall, how do you kind of evaluate Severe's game when you look at the turnovers, but the assists and the defense, the pressure puts on? How do you evaluate a game like that? Because his stat line's kind of crazy when you look at it.
He impacts the game. And the good news is if he's struggling or he needs to come out, we're fine. So I know of how many point guards impact the game like he does. Not many. Not many in this country.
Jerry?
Yeah, John, I'm assuming you don't have an update on Jacob and his condition?
I don't.
Okay. Well, how much do you see this game as kind of a gut check? That South Carolina, it seemed like more of a rock fight to me than a picture perfect kind of display.
Well, it may have been, but we shot 56% from the floor and 40 from the 3. So, it's they play. That's how they play. I mean, they're rough. They physically go after rebounds. They're not worried about missing shots because they're running 3 and 4 guys. The problem with that is if you can rebound, you can get some breakouts, which we did. But again, I'm just glad we're done playing them because they're going to win games, just like I said about Vandy. And, you're looking at these teams and again, they're ready to play us. I mean, these dudes, they're playing Kentucky and they get after it. I mean, the rest of our schedule is ridiculous. We just got to keep stepping next, keep getting better, keep building guys. Got to get Damian and Bryce, got to get them in. So we got a full team ready to go. And again, everything I do, I've done this my whole career, is built for March. everything. Which means you could lose some games and not a bad thing. But you want to be played all kind of different ways. You want overtime games. You want games like this where it goes 43-43 so you can find out who's who. And they can find out who's who. And so, they went zone. We did some good stuff. They, did different things. We changed up and did our pick and rolls a little different. And these kids responded. I got a really smart team. But again, we're one of those teams that, do you defend? Do you rebound? Can you grind it out? Can you play fast to separate? Do you have shooters? Can you beat people on the bounce? Again, we shoot floaters, so we're not going to shoot as many free throws. I mean, it's just how it is. But when they get fouled, I want them to call them. But we're, most of our stuff is playing how we play. Because you would say in this game, the physicalness of the game, you should have shot more fouls than them. Yeah. But we did also shoot some floaters. So those other 3 or 4 or 5 attempts, we make 4 or 5 of those floaters. One they called a charge on. But, you're not going to get to the line with those.
Daryl?
Yes, sir. Cal, the second half, Ty, Keon, Oscar combined to go 15 of 20 from the field. I'm curious how you rate the mental toughness of this team, given that South Carolina really pushed you hard.
Well, first of all, I went to sub Ty, and he's like, no, leave me in, because he knew he was struggling. And he wanted to play through it. I said, all right, let him in. I took Severe out because he was struggling. And then all of a sudden I put him back in and we went right to him. We got to find out who's who. So you're going to play a bad game. What, our season end because you play a bad game and you can't get it going? Again, everything is built toward that. And, you want to play teams that are going to play you different. Like they're saying that our schedule is a top 3, I believe. It's the 3rd hardest schedule. That's what you want. Now, I know there were some people complaining we should have played the Lakers and the Suns and some of that stuff, but the reality of it is you want that kind of schedule. By the end of the year, the schedule will be the hardest in the country because of who we play to finish it out.
Kyle Tucker.
Yeah, Cal, consistency's kind of been the thing in Keon's career, and it seems like he's found it the last 5 games. He's averaging like 17 and 7. How has he been able to more consistently push that button? And also, he mentioned a moment with you after the game where he said, we've been together for 3 years, and he and I can look at each other and kind of know, and you were pleased with the 2-handed rebound.
Oh, but let me say this. What he's doing and how he's playing and the decision he made to come back was a man's decision. Someone else would have probably promised him the world, we'll do this, and they may not have done it, but he made a man's decision to come back. How he's playing right now, that's where he should be, and he's doing it, you ready, at Kentucky. In the high-level games, national television, the top 6 games on TV, 3 of them were Kentucky games. In the top 10 rated games, 5 of them were Kentucky games. That's what playing at Kentucky's about. That's what it is. It's not just playing and, doing this stuff, player of the year, playing for everything, not just playing. Playing in those elite games, it's a different deal. And like I said, I'm so proud of him. And how about Jacob too? I mean, Jacob, how about Lance? Lance's confidence is through the roof. And I coach people's children. Now, they want their son to shoot all the balls and play all the minutes and just let him stay. You stay this guy, that guy, do this with this. I get all that, and you've got to be a man to take the clutter and push it out, knowing you're with me every day. I'm holding you to a high standard. I am noticing everything. You have to get in the gym and build your own confidence. You have to. Competence. And what's happening now, these kids are and they're for each other. They're helping each other. They're picking up each other. I mean, it's been a good run. What's going to happen is this is going to end too fast. And in other words, last night at the meeting, I said, you understand how fast this has gone? We got 8 games left. The next time we turn around, we're going to be in Florida at a tournament. And the next time we turn around, we're going to be starting a run for something special. And it's blink of an eye. We got to enjoy this. We got to know that this is what we are. Kentucky basketball. This is what our fans love about it. And they're loving these players. And they know, again, I've been here 13 years. You kind of know what you're getting with me. But it's, having a group of young people like this, been fun.
John Hale.
Cal, it's the first time we talked to you since the announcement yesterday about Shaden. Why exactly did you feel like you needed to make that announcement now?
Because I talked to the family and Shaden, and we talked it over, and I said, has anything changed? And I said, because we've got to make sure this doesn't become a story, because it doesn't need to be. And the family said, look, he was going there to practice, to sit out and get ready for the following year. And I said, well, has it changed? I said, why don't you guys sleep on it? And if it's changed, let's talk about it. But if it hasn't changed, I'm just going to say it hasn't changed. It is what it is. And I know everybody will say, wow, he's not coming. But anybody can say anything. This kid comes back. He's the number 1 draft pick. In my mind, he's the number 1 draft pick. How can I say I know what the number 1 draft pick looks like? Because I've had 4. That's why I can say what it looks like. He could be the number 1 draft pick. You know what? Would he be ready to go this year? There's someone would take him and say, we're going to get you ready. But playing in the NBA is a man's league. Going through the gauntlet of Kentucky gets you ready to succeed. His family knows it. He knows it. He knows it. He said the attention to detail here, he's never seen anything like it. Well, guess what? When you move up, it's even more so. So, but he's a great kid. I love coaching this kid. I do. Love coaching him.
In the past, you've always encouraged guys to test the waters and get that feedback. Will you do that with him this summer too?
We haven't gone that far, but I don't see any reason not to. But again, if someone in this draft would take him 1, 2, 3, they'll say, well, we'll take him 5. Hey, look, if someone guarantees me that they're going to do it, and they won't lie because I won't let them back in our gym. So if someone is saying we're going to do this, then you got to sit down and talk. And I'm never, will he test away? He may not. He may say, coach, I am not ready. I can remember players that I said, are you thinking about why wouldn't you go? And you can be drafted in this. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. So we don't know yet.
Okay, we got to let Coach go. Thanks for your time, Coach. We appreciate it.
Thanks.
Roll kill on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Roll kill! In a world where a blue-blooded program needed a hero, one man stepped forward.
I do know this, there has not been a more grateful kid to ever put on a Kentucky uniform than Oscar Tshiebwe.
Part big man, part machine. Loved by BBN.
Sheboygan getting the round of applause from the folks here in Kentucky.
Feared by opponents.
What a difference Oscar Sheboygan makes when he's on the floor.
Grabbing every rebound.
This is the best rebounder I've ever seen in this league.
Blocking countless shots.
Rather, he's a force around the rim.
Projecting faith and joy.
He's inspiring them through faith and determination.
Scoring big buckets and changing games.
Dribble and a left-hand slam dunk. I think he's the leader for the National Player of the Year.
This spring, coming to an arena near you in an Oscar-worthy performance.
One of the most dominant forces in college basketball this year.
Oscar Sheboy is the National Player of the Year.
Notes while we were waiting for Oscar to get there.
He's here, Tony. He's here.
Okay, all right.
All right, questions for Oscar. We'll start with John Hale.
Oscar, obviously you started a little bit slow today. What exactly kind of flipped the switch for you in the second half?
The second half, because they start off a little bit pushing, do whatever, like run with a lot of pressures. Like that was good. I know they was not gonna keep up for the whole game. Second half, I just say we gotta run. We gotta run. If we're not running, then you can't stop me. So I think second half I start with a lot of running, and that's what make a game a little bit easy for them. They big men, they had to keep up and running. If Like, I don't know, because I think I run a lot. That's why I changed my game.
Jerry?
Yeah, Oscar, the TV guys that called the game talked about you visiting your family in the Congo, and they made it sound like this was recently. What were they referring to?
I don't know. I went back home after 6 years. Then I went back home this past May. That was the only chance I get to see my family after 6 years. I don't know what they were saying.
No, they were saying it was a good thing. And you kind of got inspiration from it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what how so?
I went home because I went through a lot since I came to America, my transition from place to place. Obviously, I got some host family. It is a family, but sometimes you need support from your own blood, like mom and dad, family, your brothers. Sometimes you're just sitting down. It's like, so I went home. My mom, she said, let's forget about basketball. Let's forget about school right now. Right now, clear your mind. I feel like you're free right now from everything you went through. So I think they really helped me a lot. I've been fine with my family, my brothers and sisters, my mom. I forget about everything I went through. And I just came back with different mind. My mind, everything was clear from all these things I went through.
Kyle Tucker.
Yeah, Oscar, you said you kind of answered my question, but you said you started running those guys to death in the second half. That's how you were able to do what you're able to do. They just wore down and couldn't keep up with you.
Yes, absolutely. First half, everybody got an energy. Everybody got an energy. They turn it up. That's when I just run. I started first half at the beginning with a lot of running too, but they had a lot of energy. By the second half, it was, I promised myself, I said to her, like, I'm going to run. They big men, they kind of good, but I don't think they can run it good like me. So I just run. It make a game change. When I run, I open up for my teammates because somebody's going to come in to stop me from now scoring. Then somebody else is open. Kellen, Davion, they are open on the wing, make it threes, miss it, trying to rebound. I think I finished with like 2-3 rebounds in the first half. The second half, nobody else was going to the rim. That was a chance for me to grab everything.
And as a follow-up to that, did you feel any pressure tonight to start the game? I mean, today was a big day for you. Your National Player of the Year campaign begins. The video comes out. Does that add any pressure when the game starts to like live up to that billing?
I did not have no pressure on me. I was free like always. I know everything is in God's hands. If God is say you're gonna get it, you're gonna get it. I cannot put pressure on myself. That's how I'm gonna do things. You just gotta go out and do what you do and trust God. If you deserve, nobody else is gonna take that from God's hands. God is gonna hand it to you, no matter what.
Okay, last question, Tyler Thompson.
Yeah, Oscar. So Kentucky put out that video of you watching your own National Player of the Year campaign. And in it, you said that you couldn't wait to send it to your mother. I was wondering what your mom's reaction was to it.
My mom, she was very happy. She called me. She was like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm just on my knees, pray for you, for everything you accomplish, and to stay so focused, positive, and share the word of God with these people. I'm not even proud of you about everything you accomplish. I'm just proud of you about what you are doing for God. Keep doing the same thing. And God is going to show you who He is when you just be faithful to Him. I'm proud of me and everything I'm accomplishing in my life. That's why keep pushing me, keep doing better, better, better. Nothing easy in this life.
Okay, Oscar, thank you